Shamans, we understand, cause we the tech shamans. Dude, I got this cool thing to show you. Really, man? Yeah, it's far out and technical and stuff. Awesome, yeah. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the tech shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the tech shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the tech shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the tech shamans. Cool.
Good morning, everybody. It's been a long weekend.
Good morning. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. We were at MetroCon Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yes, and you guys were busy. I saw the photos and the videos coming through. You guys were killing it, man.
Rod, I don't know how Rob's still awake back there. We didn't get, okay, so
what time did y'all load out last night?
We got home at 10.
Nice. And the show was over?
5
o'clock. So it took 5 hours to knock it out and get loaded up and get out of there. People don't realize how much this equipment
Nope, and it took us all day. It took us, let's see, Rob may whisper this in my ear. I think we got there at 12 or 1 o'clock on Wednesday, and we were there till 8. Nice. 7 or 8.
Just setting up.
Just setting up.
Yeah. But come on, man. You just didn't use your iPhone and, become the cinematic photographer and movie maker
I don't
of the year.
well, I can't say that. I own 2 DSLRs, but they're for taking pictures. That's all it is. But it was fun. It was fun. It was kind of cool. This anime convention. I know this is not tech, so
it's our show. We can talk about what we want.
It was interesting. I like this one because it's a very inclusive group. Mm-hmm. So they just love everybody. It was kind of funny though. We set up and we were so the first day was Thursday, which was fairly slow, and it's like which is normal for us, first day. Then we got into Friday, and by noon on Friday we hadn't done any interviews, and everybody knew we were there, and everybody like, oh yeah, blah blah. And the cosplayers that we got last year kept walking past, and it's like, yeah, we'll come back, and they never did. So because everybody in the studio says I look like Master Roshi, and I have the shirt and I have the glasses. I don't know, maybe Rob can go to our Facebook page and pull one of those up. But boom. They started coming. It's almost like once you come into their world, they're okay with it. And so I literally wore the Master Roshi shirt and glasses. And it's funny. Literally, all it was a shirt and a red pair of sunglasses. That's it. That's all I had on. And they are all like, yeah, man, you're the great Roshi. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, and the guys that were dressing up like Master Roshi went out and bought the beard, the sunglasses, the shirts, the whole 9 yards, and the bald caps, right? They'd walk by and go, oh, man, that's just not fair. I'm like, sorry, dude. But anyway.
Awesome.
So it was kind of funny while we were there. There were people there that watch our shows, right? And they watch and they do watch Tech Shamans, and then they watch Nerd Talk, and they go, "You got it." They're like, "We're going to argue with you. We're going to have to disagree with you on these short videos." And I'm like, "Really?" Well, yeah. I'm an Instagrammer, and we put all these blah blah blahs. And I said, "Okay, that's great, because that's all you have time to do, and that's all the money you have." But in reality, and I keep going back to the whole Netflix and Hulu, and I hate using the name the Fortnite, but the Fortnite and World of Warcraft. Eight.
There's the picture.
Oh yeah, see, that's one of the guys that bought. I don't know. Maybe I'll put it on the big screen. That's the guy that bought the outfit. All I got was a shirt. So, but it was cool. It was a really good time.
I think for the next one, you need to buy that shirt that he's got on and those pants.
Well, actually, that is a kung fu outfit, which I actually have.
And then you need the staff.
Yeah, I couldn't find.
Somebody must be texting in.
It's just not the same color. Mine's actually a silk one, and I have the blue pants and blah blah blah. So.
But you guys had a good time.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah,
it was a good time.
Awesome. You got lots of good footage of the show, and that's Nerd Talk, and that show is on Friday.
Friday night, 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Yeah,
it's an awesome show. If you guys haven't watched Nerd Talk, I highly suggest and recommend that you guys take a watch at it. It's a fun show. It's a great atmosphere, and you guys talk about anything and everything that's got to do with comic books and role playing and MegaCon stuff.
Right.
I mean, it's the whole 9 yards, right? From comic books to video games. So, really cool show. Make sure you guys check it out. It's Nerd Talk, and that's on Friday nights at 7 o'clock.
Yeah. So anyway, we got in here, and I'm like, okay, so today, the whole weekend, I'm sitting here, I've got to talk about, so I'm going to talk about social media video and why it's important and why it doesn't have to be the short little 2-minute videos or anything like that.
That myth is, that came around from a lot of the motivational speakers and the guys in the industry about 7-8 years ago, right? It was, people's attention spans are not there. They're not going to watch more. The kids nowadays,
so
15
wrong.
seconds, 45 seconds, they're done. Well, that's not true. If people are going to engage with it, they're going to engage with it. Me and you have this conversation all the time. If a kid is not going to have the attention span, then how can they sit there for 4 hours and play a damn video game all day?
Exactly.
I'm sorry, but you lose me right there. And I watch, while I'm working, I have multiple screens at the desk. And I have one up that I watch a few people that are online. And then, like my mentor, he does videos, and they run 35, 45 minutes. And I'm looking at the analytics. I'm not really, with his stuff, I listen to it and everything. But with a lot of other people that I watch on there, like, the King and Queen that do the selling shows, I'm watching the analytics because for 3.5 hours straight, she'll have over 700 people watching her show.
Right.
While she's selling stuff. And she's selling every 15 minutes, roughly averaging about $3,000 in sales.
Right.
She's making bank.
Yeah.
And, it's ridiculous. I mean, but you can't tell me that she can hold an audience of over 700 people and sometimes over 1,200 people for 3.5, 4 hours at a time, and that we don't have the attention span. It's if you can engage people and get them to want to hear what you have to say, or you have what they want. It's content. At the end of the day, it's always content. And if you don't have good content, I'm sorry, I don't care. You can have the shittiest cameras, you can have the shittiest gear, the shittiest sound, but if the content's right, people are going to be there to listen to it.
Absolutely. And that's the whole thing with Twitch. Mm-hmm. These people,
they're playing video games.
Yeah, and they're horrible at it, but it's funny, it's engaging, and that's why these kids will sit there and watch that forever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
it doesn't make sense to me.
I watch sometimes, we used to let Hunter watch on a lot of YouTube. Now I very carefully watch what he's watching. But he used to go to where they would do the Fortnite games and stuff like that.
Right.
And you would have a guy sitting there playing for 45 minutes a game, narrating and messing up in the game just to make it funny. And I would look at the numbers, and there'd be 1 million hits on this video.
Right.
And there's no reason for it. It's literally nonsense, but it's engaging to that age demographic that they're trying to get to, and it's funny for them. They're laughing. They're having a good time. So the 2-minute rule is out the window for me.
That and people, that was a great sell. That was a great sell.
Yeah,
right?
you sold a lot of $49.95 training seminars to do that.
It's like oh great, now this is where it's got to be now, and so in these little production companies, hey Rob, when you get a second, I need some tape out here, buddy. What a great way to sell a bunch of $99.99 videos. for them to be able to, and it's just money. So because if you sit there and go, well, yeah, you need a 5-minute video. Well, what's that cost? It costs you about $3,000-$4,000. Oh, I don't got that. Well, for $99, I can make you like a 2-minute quick video to help you out, right? Mm-hmm. Well, what a great selling point. Now it's like,
well, think about it. Like, okay, to me, what would be more important is not the attention span. The attention span is important,
right?
But the absorption rate, right? And we all know that the absorption rate is about 45 minutes, right? So if you ever go to conventions, you ever go to lectures and talks and things like that, they always wrap up about that 45 minutes. The learning is done at 45 minutes. You're off stage usually in 45 minutes. There's a reason for it. Your brain can only absorb so much at one time. So that should be what we use as a window. Yeah. But that should be our window. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yes, 10 minutes is a great length for videos because a lot of times you're just rambling me on that unless if it's a very dialed in subject that you're talking about. Like what we're talking about today. We're talking about video on Facebook.
And so see, that's the biggest point right there. A lot of people, like, when I'm talking to people about doing shows, right? And they're like, well, I don't know if I could do 28 minutes or more or less an hour. I'm like, yeah, you can, because you're not going to talk about one topic. One topic can literally splinter into 5. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if you're not doing 28 minutes or 58 minutes, you're trying to get all that just nailed into, you're going to go so fast, and it's going to be so quick, people are not going to absorb. Now, on the sales, on the touring side, that's what these people want. Yes. These people want to give you the death sentence, then they're going to throw you a cure, and they're going to throw it to you so fast. Well, I got to go buy their stuff now because I couldn't absorb all that. That's sales pitch 101.
Yes. You want to give them pain,
right? And
then you want to give them the ointment, right? I've always got this prescription. That's how I've always taught is that in any business, right? And anytime you're doing a Facebook Live or you're doing a video for something, you go back to step 1, which is always value, right. Ask for a sell, value, ask for the sell.
Yep.
If you go with that methodology and then you go into, you have this pain, right? And this pain, I'm going to pull the scab off just a little bit at a time so it hurts even more, right?
Right.
And then, oh yeah, by the way, over here, I've got this ointment that's going to fix this pain. I'm going to fix this with it. But to get this ointment, you've got to go through these steps, or you've got to buy this right here to get there. So if you always use that methodology, it's NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. You're going to get them in. If you have to.
Right.
It's an art. It's a science at the end of the day. And so many people lose that, and they just want to ramble. They just want to go on and on and on about nothing and bullshit. And we wonder why, we're not getting engagements. Or we're too busy or too worried about the sell, right? Oh, you got to buy this, you got to buy that. And the only time they hear from you is when you want them to buy something. You're not giving them value. And to me, it's great if you're going to do a lot of quick tips to do 2-minute videos. But okay, what if it takes me 10 minutes or 5 minutes or 3 minutes to show that video, right? Or to give that tip out.
Right.
Do I just cut it short and cut my value off? Or do I go ahead and run that video for the next 2 to 3 minutes and give them real value, get real engagement, and take them to a whole other level?
Right.
Right? Are we more worried about helping people and giving them the value, or are we just worried about the sell? And that's a question we have to ask when we're doing this.
And that's most people. They're just worried about the sell. Mm-hmm. They want to get it done instead. And that's the problem that a lot of people are. When you watch a video, you can tell if the person's being sincere, or they're just trying to sell you snake oil.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
And while we're trying to do is to sell you this very big package today, folks.
Yeah.
We want you to come
exactly.
into the studio, spend millions of dollars with us. Nah, I'm joking. No, we actually have never sold anything on the show, if you think about it.
We don't.
We don't. We never will.
I don't even, matter of fact, I even tell everybody right here, if you don't use us, I don't care if you don't use us, but you need to get video done. Video has become one of the most important things for, like, okay, so I'm reading right now, right in front of me, good old Mark Zuckerberg, right? That video is 6 times more likely to be, okay, this is for Twitter, sorry. Twitter says that if your video is 6 times more likely to be retweeted than a photo.
Yes. And Instagram video will is like 15 times more likely to have engagement and longer engagement than context or imagery. Right.
See, now to me, okay, so Facebook says right now, this story came out last week, right? Facebook has the largest audience of any social network with more than 2.7 billion monthly active users. Now, see, someone asked me the other day, is YouTube considered social media?
Yeah.
I said no.
Why not?
Because it's not. Okay, social media, and okay, well, I went and Googled it. First, let me preface it with I Googled that answer. In the world of Google and all that stuff, it is considered social media. But I say no, it's not. Just like your website, if you put a video up, you can have comments. Now, you can answer those comments just like I can on my website with my instant messenger that's on there, or I can send an email. But me personally, YouTube has become television. Okay? So it's nice to say that it's considered social media, but I personally, my personal opinion, and I think there's other professionals out there that would agree, it's not considered social media. Social media is instant interaction of a post. You can't put pictures up on Facebook, right? You can't just go a verbiage post on YouTube.
Yeah,
so YouTube is strictly a video platform. So me personally, I don't think it's social media. Social media is exactly what it says. It's social. It's instant interactions, right? So Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, not so much Pinterest.
So what would you say YouTube would fall under then? If it's not
TV.
To me, it's a social environment.
It's online television.
But you can interact with it. You can engage with it. But
it's okay. I understand that, but you can't put a picture up as a single post. You can't put up a verbiage post, just like you do on Twitter without an image. In the beginning, when Twitter was Twitter, it was just 192 characters. That was it. Mm-hmm. Maybe a picture.
So maybe it falls in the realm of we should be calling it like a social accessory. Because at the end of the day, I call it
TV. I just call it television. Mm-hmm. It's just like it's just like going to, what television do you watch? I watch YouTube. Why? Because it's video. It's not there for pictures. It's not there for posts. It's there for put a video up. And that's why Facebook sent, I think it was back in 2017, Zuckerberg said, I see video as a mega trend. A mega trend. And that was Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg, February 2017. We could go on with more numbers like that, blah, blah, blah. So I know as for video itself, I mean, YouTube is a standalone. It has, now it's YouTube TV. Yeah. So it is technically, and I think there's even there's cable providers that have now added YouTube as a channel.
Really? Thomas May says, and hey, everybody, I want to just shout out real quick.
Oh, sorry, I'm not paying
Greg
attention.
Loftus.
I've got 3 things going right now.
Good old Jim Hunsberger, Darian Gilmore, Amanda Rowland, Shauna Heron, Justin Siegfried. Thomas May says, YouTube is the PBS of our era. And I have to kind of agree with that. I mean, if you think about it, that
Right.
does make sense what Thomas is saying there. I do agree. And I think, honestly, that we're seeing, like, in education, right? Not to get off subject or anything, but I think that YouTube is going to have an effect. It already has had an effect, but it's going to have a bigger effect on the college level.
Right.
Because ultimately, at the end of the day, it's almost becoming that education system for people. You know, nowadays, if you want to learn how to do something, you go to YouTube. You watch it, you learn it, you do it. I think mainstream colleges that we go to nowadays in 5 to 10 years are all going to be online, and they're going to be, you know, YouTube videos that you're watching of a class and how to do something, and wham bam, thank you ma'am, you're done, you get a degree, and you're done. Now, doctors and, you know, high level, you know, very critique stuff, yeah, you're still going to be going to school for, but for regular technical degrees and stuff like that, I mean, I think that I've been saying it for the last couple of years that, you know, YouTube is that college platform that we're going to see in the future. So
I don't know. It's just, to me, it's, you know, and you know, and everybody's like, well, I want to put a video up on YouTube, or I want to put up on Facebook, or I want to put up on Instagram, and I can only do a short video. Well, first of all, Instagram takes an hour video now, but it's the IGTV side, not the Instagram side.
okay.
That I've tried, and it didn't go up. But it does do full size.
Yeah.
So,
I got to get more into Instagram. I've been kind of laxed on it.
Well, if you're on Facebook, you have it.
You have it.
Well, you don't have it, but you can make it, and then whatever you post on Facebook will go
We'll
to
post it
Instagram.
on
Whatever you
Instagram.
put on Instagram will go on to Facebook, because
Yeah.
they're one and the same.
But you should
company.
be interacting with both of them differently and engaging both of them. But I'm probably one of the worst offenders in that. I teach it, but I don't, you know, and I preach it, but I don't do it myself, because it becomes to that time of, you know, we have X amount of hours in the day,
Right.
and, you know, it's, you know, where am I getting my most? If I put more effort into Instagram, I'd probably get more followers there.
Right.
I'd probably get more engagement there. But I just haven't had the time, you know, and that's my fault. And I haven't put the tools in place to do what I need to for it. So Instagram is coming along. I think Instagram, from what I've been reading, Instagram for video is actually going to have a higher engagement rate. And it's going to be a better place for you
Right.
to
Well,
and
I know
do
all
that.
the Instagram. Okay, so all the cosplayers, and again, we'll go back to the cosplayers that we did this weekend. All the cosplayers that we talked to this weekend, we'd always ask, what is your social media? Well, I'm on Instagram and some Twitter, but then I said, what about Facebook? I don't do Facebook.
And I think that it's an age demographic too for Instagram, because like we're a little bit older, right? So I
kept asking that question. I said, I guess
40.
Facebook's for the older guys, for old people, right? And they're like, no, it's easier.
Yeah, and Instagram is.
And
Instagram
Rob's like,
is
what about MySpace, man?
Does that even exist anymore?
It does.
It does.
Still does.
Yeah.
Tom,
Isn't it
is
just
it
a
Tom?
music thing?
Is it Tom? Yeah, Tom's still out there.
I'm still out there. So yeah, but anyways, like Instagram really is caught on with the younger generation. So if you're trying to engage with them, you definitely have to be on Instagram. And for the
yeah,
cosplayers,
you do,
they're there.
actually.
I mean, but I do agree with the numbers. I think that, video, you got to kind of be on Instagram. You got to be putting it there. You got to be, getting the right tags and stuff in there and making sure that it's showing up, because there's going to be a lot of engagement there, especially with
Right.
things changing right now, with the government, getting their greedy hands in the middle of stuff and
Right.
wanting to regulate. I think that you're going to have to be cross-platformed to be able to get the reactions that you're going to want, and be able to play with inside these new rules that are going to come down on us and everything like that, which I don't agree with at all. I think that the government needs to stay out of the internet and stay out of social media.
Well, I think the government stays out of everything.
Yes. But that's a whole other show. We won't go on that one.
Right. Yeah. That's a different show altogether. But so I'm looking at this Wise Owl. I kind of like this site. I go to it all the time. It says, "Will you use video on social media in 2019?" They surveyed 613 consumers and marketing professionals, and then 88% of them said they'll use YouTube, right? 78% said Facebook, 67% said Instagram, 43% said Twitter, and only 10% said Snapchat. I think the Snapchat thing it's for getting hooked up is what the kids call it now. Hooking up. That's a hookup site. So, but one of the things that to make people more engaged on your videos, you got to have an early story arc, right? You have to have topical content. Putting people in the first 3 seconds increases emotional intensity of viewers. I don't believe that. But I'm coming from the world of TV, so everything's an intro and all that kind of stuff. It's never, you got to have I guess you could do like the little, hey, on today's show, blah, 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 and then you kick in the intro type of thing. Well, I guess, and adding words.
Well, it's always about having that hook, right? That thing that's going to engage and get past that alligator ring and tell them, hey, you know what are they going to be talking about? I need to hear this.
Yeah, everybody wants a fancy graphic words. But
well,
you can't do that if you're a live show.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hard to do if you do live because, you can. The graphic, as long as the graphics are pre-built, that's great.
Yeah.
But if it's not pre-built, then you're sitting there going, "Oh my God," So, but and that come from a Twitter side, which I kind of get what they were saying there, but
But if you think about it, like, and this is something that we could really hit on and probably help a lot of people with their videos right now, okay? So, like, okay, from the TV world, the movie world, and understanding the emotional side of it, right? Getting people emotional to where they want to engage with it. If you break down how a TV show is done, there's always that one thing, that cliffhanger, right, at the end of it, that makes you want to come next Wednesday to find out what the hell happened to Johnny. We want to know what happened to him.
So fix your computer next week. Stay tuned for next week. No.
But no. So kind of break down for people, John, because you've been in this industry for well over 20 years, and you know the flow. What should people be doing for their flow in their videos to, one, capture them and make them want to stay on, and to get them to come back?
Well, first of all, you got to make sure that you're talking about relative topics. Today, if I think of the hottest thing right now, if I wanted to keep, is CBD.
Mm-hmm.
That's easy. CBD. I could talk about CBD all day long and probably get just waylaid, because that is the new hot topic. So you got to stay on your hot topic, right? You got to be quick. If you can do multiple cameras like we do, like right now, if like the shot's on me or it's on you or it's a wide shot or whatever, as long as you keep that camera moving, you keep the brain stimulated. You keep the brain stimulated, you're good.
Mm-hmm.
It's the minute you sit there. There used to be this guy called the Irish Preacher. It would be one shot for 20 minutes.
Yep.
And he droned. And you're like, oh my God, I am going to go to sleep. Right?
But you would sit there and watch it because you want to know, is he going to do anything?
Yeah.
Is he going to change? And he was monotoned.
Yeah.
All the way through.
It was very, and he was very soft spoken. And he's out of Tarpon Springs. I actually know the man. So, but it's definitely. And then just when again, it's got to be your content. If your content's not good, you're just.
And it's the delivery of the content, right?
Oh,
yeah. It's the emotion. You can't just read off of your sheet in front of you and be like, this is what you have to.
Yeah, video has been proven to demand more consumer attention than any other medium. And while we're in the midst of might call content overload and consumers capturing attention is key, that's what you can't do.
No.
Right. So I'm looking right here at one of these. Again, I go to list all of it. Like the top 10 reasons why organizations should be including video content in their marketing plans. Is one, it's improved SEO. 53 times more likely to be on the front page of Google.
Mm-hmm.
That's, to me, that's pretty stinking good. And then you got capturing the attention is key. You know, you got to get them from the beginning, and you got to keep them. You can't just go, hey, today we're going to do this, and we're going to teach you to do this, and then you go, bunny trail.
Bunny trail.
Right? Higher engagement. I mean, video is 10 times more likely to engage, embed, and share, and comment. If you see a video you like, comment on it, right? Mm-hmm. So, and then what happens is one video can go the right way, and the comment, and then that just gets driven right. And video has become it's a more favored technology, mm-hmm. right? Because
you can read the emotion, you can read the passion, you can read how
right.
they're coming across. That's why I don't really like texting with people, especially if it's something that's very important and I need to get the point driven across.
Right.
Well, I could be excited and come off sounding very rude in a text. It's all about the way that people inherit it, and I think video is the only platform, the best platform, that you get all the senses that you need. The only thing you can't get is smell, right? Because you can visually hear it, you can hear them. Everything
should be
smell-o-vision would be awesome.
I'm just saying.
One
Especially
day,
them cooking
one
shows.
day.
All the barbecue shows, I'd be like, I want to smell. I like the smell of that cooking. That's good, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. And then on top of that, if your content's good, video. If you get 65% of viewers watch more than 3/4 of the video, that's high. Mm-hmm. Especially if your content's really good.
If you get past the 3-second mark with them, 4 second,
way
5
more
second
than
mark,
what
then
you'll get people. You'll get more people watching a video than reading a text content post. And it could be only a paragraph, but with me, I do it. If I have to read more than a couple of sentences, I'm out.
You're done.
Like, it may be
You're
the
not reading the
greatest
novel?
thing in the world. No, War and Peace is not my style. I know this is bad to say, but I've never picked up a Harry Potter book in my life. I've watched all the movies, but I've never, because everybody's like, "Oh, the book's better." I don't care. I got the movie. Must be the abridged version because
I'm probably the only person that's only watched a Harry Potter movie because of my wife, and I probably haven't watched the whole thing.
Really?
So yeah, I've never watched a whole
Really?
a whole Harry Potter. I'm probably the only person in the world that can say that. I never
can't
could get
say
into
that.
them. They're not my thing.
Well, it's that genre.
Mm-hmm.
That genre is an awkward genre. So
Thomas May says, I think knowing your audience, demographics, and their behaviors is key to knowing how to keep them engaged. I can't pitch the CEO of a concrete company the same way I pitch a CEO of a Fortune 500 company, so I believe your media should be targeted specifically for the market you're going after. And he is dead right on that. He is 100% right on that. If you don't know your if you don't know who your audience is that you're trying to attack, your video ain't gonna go anywhere.
Well, in a way, I agree. In a way, I disagree. I've been doing this for long enough to know I can walk in. My same pitch for a flower shop can be my same pitch for a concrete guy.
But you're gonna change your tones and your demeanor and the way that you approach it.
A little bit. You don't have to. I mean, see, again, that's for me, that's an old way of pitch. Mm-hmm. My pitch, you walk in, goes, I'm bringing you a content product, no matter who you are, that's going to help grow your business online. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a brain surgeon versus a concrete guy.
But the
bottom
back
line is you need video content of what you do, how you do it, why you do it, and why people should use you.
But I think that he has a huge point there, though, because if you think about it, there's 4 personalities, right? And you know,
I disagree with that too.
I don't, because I see it every day.
That's been proven wrong. You know that, right? That whole score, the whole testing thing. Because the bottom line is, and I'll next week's show I'll bring that up because I read the article about it. I'm like, wow, that makes a lot of sense because people psychologically will start skewing themselves.
I think that nobody's a one dominant person.
Everybody has a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. But if you understand what you're dealing with, like Cedric and I had a big conversation on this the other day, and he helped me understand a little bit of what I wasn't understanding in the dynamics of each one,
Right.
because he considers it fire, water, wind, and ice is the four personalities if you break them down. Your fires are your
Never
A-type
heard of it that
people.
way.
And if you think about how you approach each one, and if you understand what a person is and what triggers their buttons, right, you're going to have more success rate. It's
Right.
all about understanding who that person is and who that audience is. You're going to have a better success rate. So if I'm selling
but
something,
see, that's a skill set. That's a salesperson. That's a good salesperson.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
I'm not a good salesperson. I just walk in
Okay.
and go, "Hey, if you're not using video right now, here you go. Your business is dying."
But if you were to walk in and you knew that this was an A-type person, right, you can change up, just critique a little bit in how you present to them, because they're not going to be a numbers person. They don't give a shit about the numbers. What they want to know is, I'm going to get this on the bottom line, and this is what it's going to take.
Right.
That's it. Don't give me the
Well,
fluffy
yeah,
bunny.
okay. So I'm going to give you the perfect example. Rob, our technician back in the back, had this guy that he knew that he always got good acting jobs. And in the back of his car, he had every outfit that you could potentially need. So he would go in, before he would go through the whole process, he goes, "Well, what are you looking for?" And they're like, "Well, we need a business guy." He would go back out, change into a business outfit, walk back in. I'm here for the business part, or I'm here for the dad look, or I'm here. That's
That
a
goes
salesman.
to that.
That's
that
a
goes
salesman,
to it, yeah.
right?
But you are a salesman when you're online. When you're talking
I know.
video
Well,
and
again,
getting people,
let's take the video out of it. Just selling to that
Yeah.
business. The video has nothing to do with it. The video, if they're not worried about the bottom line, then I don't know. I still say that if you go in my
yeah, it's the disc assessments that we're talking
right,
about.
that to me that it's all wrong, because everybody has a little bit of everybody, and then everybody skews to what they think their strength is. People know when people go and take those tests, they know that, well, I don't want to be the mousy, I want to be the more, and they start answering the questions accordingly. They're never truly honest on those. Mm-hmm. So, and that's the story. That was the story that it was saying how the whole DISC assessment thing has been.
But I think
skewed out
a
of-
true DISC assessment is you take the test, but then you have people who have mastered the DISC assessments that evaluate the people, right? And that's what your job as a salesperson is to learn that mastery,
Right.
And to be able to take that DISC assessment to someone and say, you're an A personality, you're a fire.
Yeah, but you're not doing that. You can't go and have your client take a DISC assessment.
No, and you're not going to, but you're doing it mentally. You're doing it.
Right, I get it.
You're
No,
evaluating.
and I agree there. But what my point is when you get into this, when I go and sit down with a client, I can sit down with any client. I don't care what you do for a living, right? I know that the video side is stronger than probably any marketing product that you're getting out there. Once you get past you need the video, and they understand they need the video, then you can get in and go, okay, well, this is the type of video you need. But ultimately, to sit down with any client, you need to be doing video. Your marketing needs to be video backed now, because I keep saying this to other people that I talk to. It's the first time in years, 35 years of being in this world, that I'm a pure need now. Because back in 10 years ago, video was a want. That whole want need. Do I want it or do I need it? Depending on what type of business was, it can be a want, not a need. Because some people may do better with direct mailing or email campaigns or that type of marketing. Now, video has finally come around to it's an actual need.
Yeah, and that's very, very true.
It's the number one way, and I'm telling you, I can sit down there, and you can there's not an industry out there that does not need video.
Yeah, and I agree with you 100% with that. But I think that the pitch has to change per what that genre is and the person that you're talking to, or the audience that I'm wanting to target.
No,
it has
really
to change.
doesn't.
It can't be the same voice.
Why?
It can't be the same message.
Give me an
because they're not
example.
going to.
Give me an example. I love doing this. We're doing this live. Holy crap! I see. Every
Give me
time,
two different. Give me two different genres or two different segments that you don't.
Okay, so so Botox. So let's take the Botox industry. One's for headaches, and one's for beauty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, my pitch would be, I don't care which one you're doing, you need video to sell your product or your services. So
I understand that.
Once you get them to understand they need video.
But you got to look at it not from pitching them to sell them video. You got to look at it from, how do I tell them that they need video for their clients, or how do they tell their clients? Let's say that let's take the Botox for example. Okay, so I own a Botox store. Let's say that I own XYZ Botox store, and I want to bring in a segment of people for migraine headaches. Like, you're going to use I got the greatest Botox in the world for, migraine headaches. But then also I have Botox for, I want to lift this, and I want to, the big pouty lips and all that stuff.
But you're putting the heart, see, that's what I'm trying to tell you. The people that sell that way, you're putting the cart before the horse.
But you're not, because that's the message that has to be there.
No.
The message that you're telling this guy is going to be different than this guy. They can't be the same. They're not going to bite on them.
Let's talk about the engine.
The engine is
video.
The video, yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to say. We're on the same page, but you're getting to the end faster than the beginning. I'm going in going, okay, I don't care what you do. You need video.
Yeah, you have that video, but those videos are going to be different voices.
But again, I'm not talking, you're in the cart. Let's talk about the horse. The horse is the engine. The engine's going to drive your message, but you have to understand that you need the horse. Okay, I don't care what you do, doesn't matter. So if you get them to understand that they know they need video for their marketing to reach their masses, then you go into, okay, so for you, Mr. Botox, for the headaches, we'll purpose your video to do this for your people here. You, Mr. making the women look with the puffer fish lips and whole 9 yards, we're going to make yours look this way, blah, blah. That's great. I think,
but that's knowing your audience.
But again, I don't need to know that. Well, I understand. Okay, so he says the business, but we'll get to that. That's why when I sit down with a client and I go, okay, you need video to help your marketing. We'll talk about your product later, but this is why you need video. It's this open this much more. It's viewed this much more. It sets you apart from everybody else, because now everybody else has been doing video. You're not doing video yet. This is a product you need. And then once they go, okay, I understand I need video. Now how would I use it? Okay, now you're going to get into the cart. Well, they're going to make this video do this right here, blah, 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 and we're going to show this part of your business and this part of your business, this part. Sometimes they jump in the cart with you before they understand why they need the video, and that's the problem. And then expectations seem not to be met, and they're going, well, you said this, this, and this, and this. I said, no, I said you needed the cart. And I said, you need this horse. You need this engine first. You need to understand what this engine does for you, not what the videos are doing for you. You need to understand why you need the video. Because making the video, that's the fun stuff. That's going out and doing the shoot and making the video and making the headaches go away, or making the lips pucker and raising your butt cheeks or whatever it is you want to do with that Botox. That's great. But you need to truly, and that's what they don't understand. Because when you tell people, well, you need video, it's not the fact that they don't know they need video. They just don't know how the video is going to work for them. That's not the cart. That's not the video product. It's the actual engine. Why does it make you better? Why? How do you use it? And a lot of them, and that's another thing too. I have people come in on my chamber TV. These are some great businesses, and they'll buy their video and they'll go, now what do I do with it? See, because they didn't understand the engine. They don't understand the horse. They're immediately in the cart with you going, oh, I love the video. That's great. I want video. Whee! I want video. But they don't understand the true usage of that video. So that's why I'm telling you, when I don't care who or what they do, until they understand how to physically use that engine, that video, to make money, the end product doesn't mean anything. End product is, I don't care who you're talking to.
Yep. Well, we have a question. Thomas May says, video with slide and a voiceover, or a situational video with live people?
I like that. That is an awesome question, and we're slowly coming out of time. So, This year, Facebook is going to start cracking down on. Okay, let me back up. I'm going to answer that question. It'll take me a little bit to get there. So before, when we all said video is awesome, got to have video, on Facebook, great, or Twitter, got to have video. So what were people doing? Because they knew the algorithms saw video better than they saw imagery. So now what they do is they put a slide in there, put some text on it, right, and then they put a little music bed and play it 15 seconds, uploading as a video. Trick the algorithm. Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and now LinkedIn have an algorithm that knows it's a static picture with video and text on it. That will be overlooked over moving video. It can even be and when I say moving video, it can even be what we call them whiteboard videos or the doodly videos, whatever. Those or a real video will get more traction than a image with a underlying audio on it and some text, because they know now the algorithm knows that there's movement and it tracks it. It blows my mind how well their algorithms work. So yeah, that come up on. That was a marketing thing for Facebook 2 or 3 months ago, going, hey, we're going to, it's great that you guys figured it out, but now we're going to refigure it out.
And I think back to the question at hand, I think that the difference, Thomas, is that there is a place for slideshows and voiceovers. There is a purpose for those videos. I think it's the situation
where if you're going to use them on your website, that's one thing.
Yeah, if you're educating, training, and stuff like that.
Right.
Situational videos are always going to be better engaged because it's telling the story instead of showing the story, and those are the key words, right? The telling of the story and the showing of the story.
Right.
And so when you're telling them with the slides, the voiceover. When you're showing them the story, you're actually showing it acted out.
But stagnant pictures. If you're going to do slides, they're going to have to move fairly quickly, because again, if a image sits for more than 10 seconds, I don't care if it's a voiceover or there's music, it's considered a static video, and it will get overlooked over
on Facebook, on social media. We should say on social media.
Now, on your website, that's different, man.
Yeah.
Because
maybe you have a lower third that shows, the speakers talking on it to kind of get around the algorithm there. But let's not only think about social media when we're talking about this too, when we're answering this question. Let's think about, in the way that you're presenting to people. Because we don't just use video and social media anymore. We use it on their websites. We use it in the real world. We use it at conferences. We use it when we sit down to engage a customer across the table nowadays. I mean, we put it up on the big screen in the office and we show them their stuff.
Yeah, that's like PowerPoint. That's like adding audio to it. I can make a PowerPoint and put video and put an audio track all the way underneath it with a voiceover.
We should have Thomas come in for the show one Monday.
I don't know who Thomas is.
Thomas actually works for a rather large company out of Tampa. I won't say the name of it unless he tells me in here that I can. I don't want to cause him any issues. No. But he works for a very fun company.
Okay.
And a very he's going to be what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
He's going to be very valuable to me very soon with what I'm purchasing.
Right.
And what I'm going to be doing a lot of with my travel. So
but
I think people like to be able to visualize themselves in this situation, especially in the private jet business. So that kind of gives it away a little bit of where he's at in the industry. And so. But
when it comes, so if you do those types of videos, those are better on your website or on your you can do
in
YouTube
presentation with a lot of
even there
metadata there to get it ranked for search engine.
Just from what I've read, that type of video is not it's overlooked more than a true moving video.
Yes, they do, but they rank very, very well, and they add. They're a great way to add.
See, I don't
content.
do those type of videos. Those are not my clientele.
No.
And I don't even go after
You don't even do a lot of whiteboards anymore.
Don't do any. I think they're useless. To me, that's but I'm old school. They have their place. We have a software. And I'll even tell you, we have Doodly. and you go and make your own whiteboardy videos and stuff like that. But for what's done in those, I can do a normal video. So, I mean, there's some cool stuff to it, but you know, it's not what I do. But on social media, those types of videos will actually hurt you more than they will help you. So
I think that social media is a game changer for video altogether, and the way that content it's delivered through video is always evolved. I mean, because if it wasn't for social media, whiteboard videos would have never came to the level that they were. Well, okay. And they still play a big role, but I think that because they've kind of hit their peak and they're kind of coming down because people are wanting what Thomas said is the situational video. They want the moving videos. They want to feel like they're a part or they're playing a role in their mind in that video.
Right.
And that's where you want people to be at, because once they visualize themselves in that role, they're hooked, they're sold, they're done, because they're living that dream at that point. They're living that product.
Ego.
Yes.
It's all about the ego. You know, that's why, you know, our shows, you know, people go, well, what kind of person are you looking to do a show? And I'm like, I don't want someone that's got an ego, because egos are people that are typically good at what they do.
You're the only ego we could have in the office.
I know. It's like that movie, The Queen. There can only be one queen. Well, I can only be one ego now.
Yeah. And you're the only queen around here.
But I mean, I've been doing this long enough. I mean, I was reading this here. Number one reason that using video in content. Number one reason is video converts more customers. You know, simply put, research shows that 71% of marketers, this is marketers, says that video conversion rates outperform any other marketing content. Period. So that's a big deal coming. That's a big deal coming from marketing people. It'd be different if they were just talking to any old yahoos on the, on the web. But when you go to going to marketing companies and say, what's your number one today? What's your number one thing?
But let's add that caveat too. Don't think you can go out there and put up one video and all of a sudden you're going to make massive sales. When you're talking, you're trying to make sales, you're going to need to have the whole gamut. You're going to have to put everything together. Video will be your most successful piece of it.
Right.
But if you don't have follow-up, you don't have, retargeting, you don't re-engage them through video. And you could be re-engaging them with video that is through email, that's going through retargeting.
Well, that was another story I was going to mention. It said that, are you having, is your email click-through rate down? And why is it down? And why is it down? Because most time it's a picture up there, so it's salesy. So immediately they're being sold on something. Even the nonprofits that are going, even if it's just, hey, I have an event, but the minute
everybody says, man, another event,
here we go again.
I got to go put
here
more
we go
money
again.
in. Yep,
here we go again. Turn this off. Here we go again. But if you get in there and just do a nice, now some of the email companies will not let you embed video, because that's still a viral thing that most, like Microsoft doesn't like, and all those, because if you send it out. Back in the old days, people would hide viruses in videos.
Well, if you're still using Live and .live and 365 and all that for your email and Outlook, you've got other vulnerabilities that you need to be worried about before your video.
People can get in there and because anything execute. I remember at one point in time, all the email softwares shut down anything executable.
Well, to me, you shouldn't be. If you're serious about your business, you should have the right tools, right? You need. Mailgun, you need Aweber or
don't
MailChimp.
Know what these are.
They're all web your email management tools, right? They're where you're keeping your list at, your email list,
so
and you're segmenting them down.
And those guys.
MailChimp, Aweber,
use MailChimp.
Mailgun. Mailgun is just a higher end. We use it for the SocialHemp live.com website that we're going to talk about later.
Well, we've only got 4 minutes.
When we talk, pushing massive emails out, thousands, tens of thousands, because some people have lists that are over 400,000 people on them.
Now, isn't that considered spamming?
No.
As long as they
opted in.
So those don't embed video in it. Those those are videos that have been embedded from YouTube or Vimeo.
Yeah, you've embed them from YouTube.
And that's where I was going to go. So all these people that are sending out all these, these big flyers, and people are tired of getting marketed to, because I don't know about everybody else's, but my email is set up when I click on one.
They're not tired of getting marketed to. They're tired of getting sold
to.
So there's a difference.
So what they're saying here on this one here is that, look, embed a video. And make it a short, sweet, hey, look, we're having an event. We'd like you to come. There's more information. There's a link up above. Click on that. And we appreciate you taking the time to watch this video, and you have an awesome day. Done.
Or give them a tip or a trick. You know what I mean? Give them value. It goes back to that first thing we talked about today. Give them value, right? So if I'm going to send out an email for the charity, right? So I'm going to talk about the charity event, but maybe I give them value. I give them something else. You need to sit up because
you look like a little head on top of your computer.
My back is killing me.
I know.
I didn't get to go to therapy this morning, so I'm hurting real
here's
bad.
Therapy right here. Verbal therapy.
But yeah, give them value.
Right.
Don't be selling 24/7, because you have no value to them if you can't help them, you can't engage them. Like, I work with a company out of North Florida that is in the construction industry, and they deal with the after effects of hurricanes and stuff like that. So getting them to understand that, once they had their aha moment, their engagement went through the roof, because they're walking around, they're saying, hey, you know what? As simple as a video with a tub and saying, hey, you know what, to prepare for, this hurricane season, take all your important documents, put them in, let me show you how you can use this, this little thing that you freeze or zip down your food and take all the air out, and then put them inside of here and lock it down. Might have been a 3.5 minute on just how to take your important documents, right, and have them be watertight and safe, and be able to have it as a go bag, right? So that you could dump it into the car if you have to leave real quick.
When I think you were still in Alaska, Adam and I did a show on hurricane preparedness for your business and what you need to do, and that one did really well. We've only got 30 seconds, so hey.
Yeah, but I thought we were a show that we could go as long as we want.
Not anymore. We're actually on an actual real station. So if you have any questions, text Shamans at WeBeamTV.com. Give us an email. We'll do your best to answer it. I have been getting a lot of email. That's why I wanted to jump on the whole short video thing and true video marketing for social media. And we are having a class this Saturday, 10 to 2, and we can go a little bit longer, as long as I get the RSVPs. If I don't get RSVPs and people are going to show up just to show up, we will not be here, because I need to know. If not, I'm taking this weekend. Next weekend off, I'm going to Disney. No, I'm not going to Disney. I don't like Disney.
Going to Disneyland.
But I live in Disneyland. We got to go. We'll see everybody next Monday. I am John Gaston. I am the Video Tech Shaman. This is Rusty. He is our web shaman, and we will see everybody Monday.
Bye, guys. Have a good one.
Shamans, we understand, cause we the tech shaman. Dude, I got this cool thing to show you. Really, man? Yeah, it's far out and technical and stuff. Awesome, yeah. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the tech shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the tech shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the tech shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the tech shamans. Cool.